Hello everyone and welcome back. Happy 2021. Hopefully it'll be a much better year than 2020 was. I have made a few hats this winter so far for myself as well as for my grandkids. Here's one that is made with some fun fur. It is super warm and it looks like it's so plush. It looks like the real thing. It's very high quality fun fur. And this was made with just a few remnants from a cape that I'd made. So there was literally no investment. Another one that I made was for my grandson, which is really cool for a young boy of 8 years old, which has the faux leather, the pleather finish, as well as the Italian wool, and they're all lined with the cassia lining, which is the same as they put in winter coats to be extremely warm. So that's for my grandson. And this is for my little 6-year-old granddaughter. How cute is that? With sequins. So fun and a nice color. I was given this fabric a while back, and I really didn't find a good use for it until now. So now I have to make another one for my younger granddaughter. And I also have black with the sequins that I'm going to make for my older granddaughter. I also made another fun fur one that's for the little less colder days. So it doesn't come down quite as far. It doesn't cover the ears the way the lighter brown fur did. However, I attached a scarf to it. So this way I can actually just go around and cover my whole mouth and if I choose to. And I can go around a couple of times because I made it really long. But it's very lightweight, so it doesn't feel cumbersome around the neck. So those were some ideas of hats that came out pretty good. They look quite nice, and they are very wearable, and yeah, they look very nice. Now, I do have an example of something that went horribly wrong. Yeah, it looks like a bad wig. Every time I look at this, I laugh out loud. It looks like a really, really bad wig. And in my head, the vision I had was a little more grandiose, but what actually turned out could win an ugly hat competition. So these are the materials you will need for making these hats. I have here the sequin fabric that I made my granddaughter's hat with the cassia lining that's on the inside. That's nice and has a flannel backing and a nice satiny front. I also have the same fabric in black. It really looks gorgeous on it. I made myself a tuxedo jacket for evening. It really looks gorgeous. The black cassia lining as well for this one here, because it just be for added warmth. I live in Canada, so it's very cold here. The other thing that I have is some rib knit for this particular fabric. Just a rib knit, which is to finish the band. So this way it'll also tighten the band around the head and cover the ears. So it goes on the inside. So you see right here, that's a band. That'll go on the inside. It can be either tucked in so that you have just a sequin finish, or it can be left like this so that it acts as a band on the outside, like the children's hats. The choice is yours. The other thing you're going to need if you want to draft the pattern for it is a pencil, measuring tape, carpenter's square to draw a right angle, and some paper. And then you're good to go. And scissors, of course, paper scissors. Don't use your fabric scissors. So we're going to start out by taking the wearer's measurements. So you're going to start just from above the eyebrows, because you want to have it fairly low. So above the eyebrows, down to the base of the neck, all the way around. Just like this. You start at the top, work your way around, and end up on the other side. So you see how the hat will fit? There. So now you're going to take that measurement, make it fairly snug because you don't want the hat to be flying off in a windstorm. So I'm going to go, this is 53 centimeters. That is the head circumference, and I'm going to write that down. Head circumference, 53 centimeters. Okay. The other thing you're going to need is the measurement from the very top, the very center of the head, to where you want the hat to end. Okay, can you see that? From here to here. And measurements will be most likely very similar, but some of them are going to be a little bit, they're going to differ slightly. So I'm going to go with the 19 centimeters here. 19 centimeters. And that's all I need. Now at the back, once the hat is done, because of the slope of the back, because of that slope down here, the hat should be shorter a little bit, but I'm not going to be worried about taking the measurement right now, because when the hat is stitched together, all I do to find the back is just remove a little bit from the back, and then I mark it to know that that is going to be the back. As I did in this hat here, I marked the back like that, so this way, because I don't have any tags, so this way the wearer will know to put that in the back, and it fits beautifully. Now this band over here is just made from the selvage of the fabric, because it is a knit, so it does have some stretch to it, and then I put a little bit of swimsuit elastic on the inside to keep it even more snug. So now you see, if I were to fold it, you see how the back is slightly shorter than the front, and that works just fine. You see the different panels? There's 6 panels, and they all come to the meeting point in the center. So they're all equal all the way around. Very, very simple hat to make. Very, very simple. Now we're ready to start drafting. So I have my pencil, my Sharpie so you can see what I'm doing, measuring tape, my carpenter square, or if you have the toolkit, the Grand Chic toolkit, the blue square will work just fine for that. It's also a little easier and lighter weight to maneuver than this heavy square. So that's what I'm going to be using. But either one will work. So here are the measurements we're using, the measurements that I took previously. 53 centimeters is the head circumference, 19 centimeters is the radius. Now I want to divide the circumference into 6 equal pieces. So that means that I'm going to take and divide the 53 by 6. You can do it old school. So 6 into 53 goes in 8 times, which is 48. 6 times 8 is 48. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So that means it's 8 5/6 left centimeters. Basically 9 centimeters, because it's half is 3/6. So we're going to round that up to 9. So 53 divided by 6, we're going to round it up to 9 because it's very close. It's not going to be a huge difference. The radius stays the same. That does not change. Or you can just pull out your smartphone and figure it out with your smartphone. The important thing to remember is that if it is over the half, round it up. If it's under the half, round it down. I'm going to use my tool, but you can use the carpenter square. There's no reason why you can't. First thing that I'm going to do is just draw a line. So I'm just drawing a line, random line. Then I'm going to move the square over and make a T. So make a nice long line. I'm just going to make sure that it's nice and perpendicular to that first line. There we go. So that's how you start. That is your starting point right here. Now we already decided that we're going to go up to 9 centimeters. Each section is going to be 9 centimeters wide at the base. But I'm going to do just a half a pattern piece. So I'm going to take and divide this by 2. So that equals 4.5. So 4.5 centimeters is the number I want. Okay, so I'm going to take from the cross point here, and I'm going to measure 4.5 centimeters. So I've got the 4.5 on the line. I'm going to mark on that other line. Okay, that's easy enough. Then I'm going to take and draw another line up. Just make sure that it's perpendicular. Now you can place your square like this if you like, or you can also measure at 2 points and connect the dots like that. So I'll show you like this, and the next line I draw, I will do it the other way. So there you have that. So there's the first line, there's the second line. Now to shape it, so this is 4.5. And I went this way. To shape it, I'm just going to measure over here 1 centimeter. So it's just 1 there. Then I'm going to measure at a second point up here. So this is the other way you can draw a straight line. Okay, and you're going to take and connect the dots. Now you notice I haven't measured anything yet. That's because I'm going to do the measuring now. Now this is going to be, this line here, this is going to be the center, okay? So this is the center of the pattern piece. This is going to be the side, and this is going to be the shaping, okay? So the shaping. All right, what I mean by that is this. So now we're going to measure the radius, the highest point here, the radius. We're going to measure that on the center line, the one that I marked C. So we're going to go and we're going to go up 19 centimeters, just like that. Then about halfway, so about halfway up the 19, I'm going to meet this line here. So the objective is to draw a nice curved line from here to here, tapping the outside line. You can use your French curve if you have one, or you can just freehand it. It's up to you. I'm just going to freehand it. So I'm going to start from the top here. Come out and then go down. That's too far. See what I mean about using pencil? Because you may not like the first line you draw. Now if you were using the French curve, you could do this. There we go. I'm going to highlight that in red. there's your half of your pattern piece. So now that your pattern piece is done, you're going to actually, or this is half the pattern piece, pardon me, half your pattern piece is done, you're going to fold on that center line on C. Okay, you're going to fold it. And to get each side completely symmetrical, you're going to actually cut it. And you notice that I haven't left any seam allowances or anything. I am just cutting the pattern piece. The seam allowances will be added in the cutting process. So there you go. There's your pattern piece. Kind of looks like a little iron sole plate. Perhaps you could probably do that too, is just use your iron as a template, but I don't think it would be that small. So this is your pattern piece. Now we're going to go ahead and cut.